From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. It's been a year since Hurricane Helene flooded the southern Appalachians after tearing into Florida's Big Bend as a Category 4 storm. Helene's wrath was measured by staggering numbers that had never before been recorded, and a lot of places still are not quite back to normal. In Asheville, North Carolina, schools were closed for up to a month, while some parts of the city didn't have safe drinking water for 7 weeks after the storm. It took 5 months for Interstate 40 on the Tennessee-North Carolina border to be navigable after Helene, and the popular Chimney Rock State Park just reopened in June. Many residents struggled with PTSD due to the biblical flooding last fall. And then in January, Mother Nature heaped even more pain and misery as wildfires ravaged the southern Appalachians, setting parts of the forest ablaze. After I-40 was opened at the end of February, it had to be temporarily closed again due to flooding in June. Sherry Housley lost everything when a wall of debris from Hurricane Helene burst into her Yancey County home, leaving it filled with feet of water, cars, mailboxes, and even a washing machine. After months of living in an old school bus, tents, and storing belongings in yurts, volunteers from Mountain Heritage High School's carpentry team and Rebuilding Hollers are in the process of building her a new house that Sherry has nicknamed Gracie. Though she mourns her old home and her lost possessions and heirlooms from her parents and grandparents, Housley says that she's gained something far greater: hundreds of new family members through the volunteers who have helped her start over. There is still a whole lot of work to be done, though. In Florida, homes are still filled with sand 1 year after Helene, waiting to be demolished. All over western North Carolina, damaged roads still wait to be rebuilt, now overgrown with weeds like a scene from a zombie apocalypse movie. Helene's scars will be here for years to come. Parts of the Blue Ridge Parkway are still closed after Helene caused 57 landslides on the scenic byway last September. But an important 26-mile stretch reopened earlier this month, just in time for the busy fall season, marking a major milestone in the state's recovery. The 469-mile scenic roadway managed by the National Park Service winds through North Carolina and Virginia. The famed route experienced extensive blowdowns, erosion, and landslides, resulting in much of the roadway being impassable after Helene struck. More than 16.7 million people visited the parkway, making it the second most visited NPS site last year. Now, this section of the southern Appalachian Mountains attracts numerous tourists from across the U.S. who want to experience the breathtaking views and picturesque landscapes. The city of Asheville, nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains, thrives on tourism. More than 30% of Asheville's yearly traffic occurs in the fourth quarter, and local businesses' profits cratered, taking a devastating hit last year as they wrestled with storm impacts. The reopening of this particular section of the roadway stretches from Asheville to the entrance of Mount Mitchell State Park, home to the tallest peak east of the Mississippi River. Businesses and locals are anxious and hopeful that this reopening will restore much of the traffic and tourism dollars that they lost last year. More than $1.3 billion was spent in communities along the parkway in 2023. However, with the remaining repair work needed on the roadway, they are cautiously optimistic. The opening of this particular section marks the first phase of completion of a 3-phase system that the National Park Service created to restore the route. NPS officials are aiming to fully restore the parkway by the fall of next year. Business owners and restaurateurs hope to see a resurgence of bookings to reach the pre-Helene numbers that they had, but there's a collective belief that it feels like tourists are kind of sitting back and waiting a bit to visit Asheville due to the uncertainty of the conditions in the tourist hotspot. After losing out on last year's fall season, businesses are hoping milestones like the recent reopening of the Blue Ridge Parkway will encourage more people to visit. Currently, there are 114 continuous miles of the parkway open from Cherokee to Asheville, and several small communities like Black Mountain are looking to benefit from this year's fall season, with the beauty of the fall colors being the primary driver of why people come to visit Asheville and western North Carolina. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.